Hey, how's it going? Team EXOS, Adidas family. I'm your coach, Coach Gene. I will be guiding you through this 15-minute daily refresh. If this is your first time joining us, daily refresh is just some quick movement. We do go over quite a bit of different exercises, but it's just to have you feeling right for the rest of your day, have you feeling refreshed without going straight to that coffee. But a couple recommendations: just clear out some room, take your shoes off. Preferably have some water on hand because we will work up a sweat towards the end, but it's just to get your body feeling that much better as the day goes forward. And we do have another week and lots of classes ahead. It is Monday. We want to start off slow and easy and work up as the week goes. So let's go ahead and take that space wherever you are at, whether it be your living room, office, wherever you have space. Take your shoes off. I always like to take the shoes off and let my feet kind of settle into the ground. If not, no big deal. And all you're going to do is start with your arms. So let's go ahead and take our hands and just palms facing each other. I want you just to tuck those elbows and basically retract those shoulders back as if I'm trying to show this nice three-stripe life logo proud. And then reach up to a big Y, and then pull it back down. Imagine if I'm pulling on a big lat pull-down bar, or if I'm doing a pull-up, same thing. I'm really trying to squeeze at the bottom, and then reach at the top. We're gonna do 10 of these. This is just to get the shoulders loose. Like I said, we go over quite a bit of movement and exercise in these 15 minutes, but it's just to get you feeling good. Remember, we want to really try to emphasize driving that chest forward and pushing those elbows back, retracting, and then reaching up to a big Y. Once you finish 10, go ahead and let those arms relax. Shake out the hands, shoulders. Now we're going to go into a little bit of some hip movement. So start in that nice athletic position, or what we call base. So feet are going to be shoulder width apart. Okay, make sure you have that equal weight on your feet. Go ahead and soften those knees and drive your chest over the knee and the foot. So I'm in almost like a defensive stance if I'm playing basketball, and I'm in that ready position. From here, I'm just going to shift my weight to one side and lift one foot off the ground. Drive that foot back to a 6 o'clock position, touching my big toe to the ground, and then sweeping forward into this high knee hug position. And then repeat, trying to balance and work through some range and stability on each side. 5 each. Let me show you another angle. So drive back to that 6 o'clock, little toe touch there, and then come up nice and long for that knee hug. We're going to do 5 each side. Take your time. Very nice. Go ahead and switch it up, other leg. So starting from the top, feet at shoulder width. Soften the knees, chest, knee, foot, all in one line. Okay, shift my weight. Drive that foot back to 6 o'clock, nice and straight. Sweep it through. Tall as you can. Try to drive that knee to your chest. Take your time. Very nice. Once you finish 5 each side, just shake it out nice and loose. You can feel yourself starting to think, starting to be able to stabilize some of those muscles, waking up the hips, waking up the shoulders. So now we're going to do a little bit more spine. So that same position that we were just working on, that base position, go ahead and soften those knees, my chest over my knee and my foot, hands on the knee. Okay, from there, you're just going to reach back and open up for some T-spine rotation. Notice how that bottom hand is driving that knee away. Opposite hand is trying to reach and get a little bit more rotation. We're going to go 5 each side. Give that a try. Okay, so if you need to start over, So base position, soft knees, chest goes over those knees and toe, and then I'm just rotating that spine for 5 each side. Very nice. Beautiful. So 5 and 5, you're starting to notice the theme here. Next movement, we're going to go into what is called a good morning or a hip hinge. So imagine there's a door open behind me. I'm trying to close that door with my hips, so I'm trying to shut it with my butt. So I'm really just trying to bend at my hip and almost try to come even or straight parallel with the ground in my torso, and then just come straight up. And I want to flex my glutes at the top. Let's try 10 of those. So shut that door, come up, squeeze those glutes at the top. And if you want to play with your hands, you can either extend out, okay, or you can go behind your head, interlock those fingers for a little bit more difficulty, and you should feel that in the hamstrings. Let's go 10 of them. Nice and slow. Just a little bit of motion there. Okay, now we're going to combine those two motions. Okay, so we got into base already. We learned how to go chest over knee over toe. We did good morning with the hip hinge. Now I want you to combine the hip hinge with the squat. So we're going to hinge at the hip and then get into this nice deep squat and then work your way back up to where you started. Don't worry about the arms, okay? I just want you to overemphasize the spine being straight and differentiate the hips and the knees. So hips go first, then I go for a squat, hips come back up to finish the exercise. 5 total. Let's give that a try. So hips first, then I bend the knees, end with my hips, and I just come to a standing position. 5 total reps. Very nice. Beautiful. Okay. Now we're going to try that with an overhead position. So all you're going to do is, instead of just leaving your hands out towards the ground, I want you to, once you get into the squatted position, let's try to get into an overhead squat with the hands. So instead of reaching out in front of you, now you're just going to get into that overhead position and stand up tall to a big Y. Okay, let's try that for 5. So hinge at the hip, arms come overhead, and then I just stand straight up. Okay, you can relax your arms when you get to the top. Hinge, squat, stand up. Okay, 5 total. Don't worry about the depth. Just get the shoulders and the arms moving a little bit. Very nice. 5 total reps. All right, now we're going to play with this load explode concept. We're going to slow it down though. Instead of jumping, we're just going to manipulate the arms into that loaded position to a big A. So I'm grabbing back, and then I'm going to stand to a big Y, where I'm going to then get onto my tippy toes. So I'm going to do this for 10. So all I'm doing is driving down with the hands to a big A. So I'm creating that hinge as if I was going to jump straight up, and then just raising up nice and slow. 10 total. Squeeze and up. 10 reps. Go ahead and try that with me. Imagine you're trying to take off from the ground, as if you're trying to jump up for a rebound or jump up to a box. Don't forget that last little part where the heels come up. I get on my tippy toes. Beautiful. 10 total. Very nice. We're gonna go into some groundwork now. Okay, so we're going to do what's called an inchworm. So you're going to take all those movements I just showed you. So hinge at the hip, hip goes back, reach towards the ground now, and I'm walking out to that push-up position. And then my feet are going to meet my hands. I'm going to walk up nice and slow to my hands and stand up and do it again, going the other way. We're going to do 5 total reps here. So don't forget, hinge at the hips, hands come down to meet, and you're just walking your hands out, settling in to this nice neutral position, and then walking nice and slowly, pushing the hips to the sky, standing up nice and tall. 5 total reps of those inchworms. Don't forget to creep up to your hands. You want to have a little bit of love to those calves and Achilles. Okay, so you want to incorporate as much of that dorsiflexion or that heel trying to touch the ground as you walk up with your feet. Last one for me. And I'm up. Beautiful. 5 total reps. And then let's go ahead and meet on the ground once you're done. All right, we're going to continue that T-spine work or your thoracic spine, the middle part of your back. Let's go ahead and lay on your side. I want you to drive that top leg. Knee goes above the belly button. Go ahead and rest it on the ground. I want you to imagine I have a cable in front of me or a band, and I'm just trying to draw back. Continue to keep that knee attached to the ground and reach as far as you can. And back of you, and then come back, reset for 5 total reps. Very nice. Switch it up. Other side. Go ahead and lay on your side. Knee comes up past the belly button. Reaching out. Drive back as if I'm drawing back a bow and arrow. And then reach, reset. Remember, 5 each side. And then go ahead and sit up. Okay. We're going to continue on that T-spine. Now we're going to get a little bit twisted up here, what's called a pretzel. So starting in that position that you were just in, on your side, knee comes up. Instead of staying straight with that bottom leg, now I'm just going to grab that foot underneath, and I'm going to try to focus on driving that top shoulder into the ground while keeping this knee attached to the ground. And then reset. We're going to go 5 each side. Five, and then switch. Okay. Let me show you the other side now. So, starting from the top leg, knee comes above that belly button. Hand that's down, okay? It goes on top of that knee, and I'm grabbing that foot underneath. Doesn't matter if it's inside or outside, up to you. Drive that shoulder away, and then back up to the top. We're gonna do 5. So you're really just trying to open up that chest, open up your spine. Should feel that in multiple parts of your body. And 5. Very nice. All right. Beautiful. Now that we're opened up, we got a little sweat going. We're gonna get into our final movement, which is called a DNS star. I'm sure you guys have done it before, but if not, go ahead and follow my lead. Starting back to where we were, now I want you, instead of lying on your side, I want you to get up to your elbow, where you're sitting up. Go ahead and bend those knees in, okay? And then I want you to drive off of your knee and your elbow to sit your hips as high as you can, as if I'm doing a lateral pillar bridge or a side plank off of my knees. So I have no pressure on my ankles, just off my knees. And then just separate each leg to where I'm making that V shape. Okay, and then all I want you to do is just drop those hips down and reach forward. Okay, drop those hips down, reach forward. You can see that spine having to work. And then I want you to drive your belt buckle through and come up to the top. Okay, once again, drop the hips, reach forward, drive that belt buckle through, and get to that top position. Now, if you notice already, I started to add a little bit of a row. You can do that as well and pinch those scaps. And back, 5 each side. Nice and slow. Perfect. Switch it up. Okay. So, starting here, bend knees, drive off elbow and knee, get to my top position, separate, and now I'm ready to rock. Beautiful. 5 each side. Go ahead and sit up. Now we're going to get to our final 2 movements. Final 2 movements, which is just going to be a little bit of stability. It's going to be a lateral pillow bridge. Okay, we're going to hold for 30 seconds. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. Nice and still. Want to give some love to that low back or that QL. Sometimes that's an area that can bother you if you do a lot of sitting. Attaches to like that top pelvis and the bottom of your rib cage can be a muscle that can be extremely aggravating. We have 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, time. Very nice. Switch it up. Other side. Here we go. We're up in 3, 2, 1, go. Up nice and tall. Trying to be as straight as possible. Very nice. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, time. Very nice. Go ahead and stand it up. Shake it out. Shake out the arms. Shake out the legs. Thank you so much for joining this daily refresh. I'm going to challenge you the rest of the week. Try to go barefoot as much as you can. Okay? You're going to notice the more you go barefoot, the more you open up those toes, take the socks off, you're going to notice the difference on how you feel the ground and your weight distribution on the bottom of your feet. Sometimes they can lead to issues of the knee or the hip. And if you are sitting a lot, try to challenge yourself to a little bit more standing or half kneeling. Try to get up into this half kneeling position to open up that hip. We just did some work on that low back, or we did that anti-rotation lateral pillow bridge. That's great for low back stress. So try to avoid being crouched in this position for long hours. I know people say it's a bad thing, but just continue to move, continue to feel fresh, and I look forward to seeing all of you the next time. Mahalo.